didn't do it. Okay. Everybody just calm down.
Count of 3, we're all gonna put down our guns.
I have crossbows.
We'll put down our weaponry on the count of 3.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3.
Yeah!
Ooh, that's a big dragon. Okay, that's fucking dope.
That is very good note for future reference.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm digging that. Alright, we'll get some use out of that later this game. Zai, what was the name we came up with for your dragon thing?
Azra.
Azrah? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Who all is online?
I just got on Roll20.
I guess that's Cody, Aeneas, Mikhail, and myself.
Yeah, I'm in the map now.
We don't have a Morgan, and we don't have a Randy. That's a little bit of a bummer, but I don't think anything terribly important is going to happen this game, and I don't want to put any more time into figuring those things out. Okay. Ugh, I hate that in order to avoid glare, I have to play in basically the dark. I don't like playing in the dark. Alright. So. Where to start off? I think I want to end with... How's my volume, by the way?
Good.
Sounds good.
Okay. I think I want to end with Mikhail's group. I definitely think that means we're starting in the town of Nesme. And I think that we should start with the most important plot line right now. So we're going to move back to the Overtown map of Nesme. We're going to go here to the kind of like middle right of the map. And we will see our dear friend Nugget seated on top of the building thing that smoke comes out of.
Chimney?
Chimney, yes. So Lunara.
Hello.
Aeneas. So you actually aren't Lunara this scene. Right now, you're Nugget.
Ooh.
And your mistress, who is wearing a different face right now, but like, that's just a thing she does sometimes. Your mistress walked into the big people box that the people go into.
Like a parrot.
Yeah. And then they were in there for a while, and then the angry people, led by the person who looks like your mistress but is a dude, came and they yelled a lot and they kicked in a door, and then the whiny boy is at the door talking to them. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. What do you do?
Is he too big to go down the chimney?
I would say he is human-sized. So he is not the true giant ravens that you fought back on the mountains. He's still a little chick, but he is significantly bigger than a normal raven.
So definitely can't go down the chimney.
No.
I think Ooh, are there any windows on the house?
Oh, you know what?
Open windows?
Yeah, we definitely have windows. Sure. Let's see.
I don't want him to go through a closed one if he hasn't had to.
Oh yeah, that's
Here's
not
what
fun.
I'll give you. There's windows on the right side of the building and the left side of the building, but not the back of the building. So you could fly over to either of those, but you would risk being seen.
I'd say I'd rather go for left.
Okay. Are you just doing it?
I'd like him to try and stay within the building to avoid being seen if he can manage it, but yeah.
All right. Now I think you have access to him, so open up the Nugget character sheet, which you can do by alt double clicking him or just finding it in the documents.
Gotcha.
By the way, I'm getting some echo. I think that is from Cody.
I can lower the sensitivity again.
Okay.
1 sec. I'm hearing
Um,
echo too.
ooh. Let's
It's not
try-
me because I have my mic muted when I'm not talking.
Let's try talking
Okay.
and see if anybody comes up. It's Cody.
It is? Okay, 1 sec.
It's Cody. It might also be me. Like Cody might be getting echo from me, so let me know if that's the case.
How's this?
I'm still getting echo.
Alright.
Maybe push to talk?
Are you using something different than usual?
Yeah.
I can hear myself. Terrible.
How about now?
Well,
Really quiet, but
yeah, you're really quiet. I'm not
And
getting
I
any
think-
echo.
yeah, I can still hear it.
Alright.
Would
What
you
is
be
different?
able to just move your microphone?
Well, it's my desk's mic, so
Hmm.
it's. I'll see if I can find my headset. I don't think it's charged. Give me 1 minute.
Even just earbuds would work. Anything to just kind of redirect the sound.
Alright, let me see.
So Lunara, or
Hello.
actually
Myself real
Nugget.
quick.
Squawk.
Oh, the echo. Nugget, go ahead and make a I'm actually gonna edit the Nugget character sheet real fast and give him proficiency in stealth because he should absolutely have that. It's just gonna be 3. Okay. Okay. So if you look on Nugget's skills now, they should say perception +4, stealth +3. Go ahead. Do you see that?
Where?
You might need to refresh the
Oh,
character.
yeah, I
sheet
see
or
it.
something. Okay, you see it? All right, hit that stealth +3 for me. Whew. Okay. Okay. So I think this
Nice.
definitely has to tie in with Nugget being a raven. And I think that the way this goes is Nugget kind of just like slinks down to the ground on the far side of the building away from the people. And then he like on foot edges over to the side of the building, just reaches his beak up and like slides the latch across and then slowly opens the window with his beak. And, like,
Oh my god!
This
he like
smart-ass bird.
swoops on inside like a cat. You know how like cats kind of turn liquid sometimes?
Yeah.
He does one of those maneuvers.
Oh my
It's
god.
better.
He's like a person-sized raven, just slooping into the window.
My precious boy.
Raven puddle.
Okay, this is great. I am loving this. So
This better, guys?
do I hear anything when I talk? I do not currently hear any echo.
Okay.
Do
Good.
I hear anything? Slightly.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Really?
it's much better.
Okay, because I've got an earbud.
Oh, Zai, if you're hearing things, you might be hearing it from me. I'm working with a standing mic currently. I have it turned away from my speakers, but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me know if the echo is bad, and I'll try to figure something else out.
Cool.
He actually might have been getting it from me. My bad.
Cool. Okay. So, Aeneas, if you look down in the southern part of the map now, you can see the inside of that building. You have just crawled in through the window. Next to you, you are sitting... Okay, I think you would sloop in behind the counter. I think that makes the best sense.
Yeah.
Narratively for why they don't immediately see you. You're behind the counter. You are on the floor inside of the people box. There is some kind of metal device on the top of the counter, and yes, you can see the people just on the other side of the counter talking.
I want Nugget to see if there's any cash in that register.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good question, because I don't... Nugget, for sure... My only
Smart enough to
concept
open a window,
is whether
smart enough to
Nugget
steal.
understands the idea of what money is. But I think what's happening here is Lunara and Nugget have a like spiritual bond, which is like actually expressed in your character sheet. It's the reason that Nugget can't physically die as long as Lunara is alive. Stuff like that. Okay, so I think channeling an instinct he doesn't fully understand. It's kind of the same instinct that he would use to like look for food if he was hungry. There's this hunger inside of him. He doesn't quite understand it, but he knows that he can satiate it by looking in that cash register.
Yes.
I need the shinies.
I think we'll just use that same stealth from before. He just slowly reaches up and taps the like release button on the register with his beak, and you hear ka-ching, and the register pops open. And so here's the question. The register is open. There might or might not be stuff inside. In order to see the stuff inside, you would need to poke your head up above the register so you're looking down at it. Your head would definitely be over the counter at that point, and you did just make a loud noise.
Go for it.
Okay.
All about the money.
I fucking love this. All right, so Nugget understands common. I think he understands it intuitively through his connection with Lunara, and I think he's learning to speak it a little bit by like practicing with her. You hear these guys talking. It seems like the whiny guy is in some kind of trouble from the person who's not Lunara but kind of looks like Lunara. And you open the cash register, you peek your head up, you do in fact see like, let's say there's like 30 gold coins and maybe like a comparable amount of money in like silver and copper coins spread out throughout the cash register. Now, they are all looking at you and they are starting to talk, but before we do that, you have a second to react here. What do you do?
Start picking those coins.
With your beak, you just start like chomping them?
Can he like nestle them into his like feathers?
I mean, he doesn't like, I think there's a finite amount of he has a finite number of like physical options, right? For manipulating this substance. I
want him to get as many as he safely can in his mouth without choking.
I mean, he's got a big mouth. So yeah, I think he just kind of he kind of pelicans up like half the cash register, and he looks over and he sees these 4 people staring at him in dumb silence. What do you do?
Okay, so you said that he like is starting to understand common. Would it be possible for him to just like very like try to call out like that he's counting the till?
Okay, now again, his mouth is full of gold coins.
Go for it anyways.
Clink, clink, clink.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make both an intelligence roll and a constitution roll.
Oh man.
Well,
Okay, so you perfectly recall your lessons with your mistress on speaking the common tongue, and you manage to work out the sentence for "I'm counting the till," but as you get past counting, we have to open your mouth up real wide. One of the coins falls down your throat, and you start choking.
Oh no!
I think there's a second while Nugget is thrashing on the floor. By the way, when Aeneas was saying she was worried about Nugget like surviving this, I didn't think he was in any danger. I didn't think Nugget was going to die this game. We'll have to see.
Well, I guess Nugget technically can't, though, right?
No, he's basically immortal as long as Lunar is alive. Nugget is on the ground, kind of theatrically, like in a cartoon when somebody starts choking and they're like, I think there's like a moment of shocked disbelief, and then Lunara's brother, who we have decided this person is named Ronan, and Lunara's other human brother is somebody else. Ronan says, fuck it, I'll help. And he hops over the counter and he pulls your mouth open. Do you react to that?
I Nugget's gonna let it happen.
Okay. He reaches his hand down your throat and pulls out the coin. It's a highly unpleasant experience. And also, I think all the other coins are going to come out in the process.
Once Nugget regains his composure, I want him to pick them all back up, except for one, to leave it as an offering for Ronan saving his life.
Now, does he like carefully place the one on the counter between them and kind of nudge it forward with his beak?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Okay. That has happened. Ronan picks up the coin and he looks at you, and then he looks at Wilhelm and he says, "Mr. Wilhelm, is this your bird?" And Wilhelm is going to look at him and then look at the Nugget and say, I've never seen this bird before in my life. I don't know what's happening. I kind of assumed you did. And the guy, Ronan, is going to rub his temple and he's going to say, "All right, fine. Look, you can play your little games. We're going to find them." All right. He scoops up the 1 gold coin, and then he's going to make like a circling motion with his hand. He says, "All right, search the house, boys." And the 2 elves are going to start walking about and searching the house. Wilhelm is kind of off on the side awkwardly, like talking about how this is an invasion of privacy and stuff, but he's kind of spineless, so it's not going super well. Does Nugget do anything for the next like few minutes while they're searching the house?
I want him to stay where he is because I'm kind of banking on them accidentally opening this portal and being the first one in it, but I want him to kind of squawk out that he quits just in the meantime. If he can.
I love it. He rolled 18 on his intelligence, so he can.
Yes.
All right. These people are like peering inside the pots. They go through one of the side rooms that goes into their like 2 bedrooms. And a few minutes later they come out and they just kind of shrug and they say, "I don't see anyone here, boss." And so Ronan is going to shake his head. He's going to say, "All right, fine. Maybe they went out one of the windows." And he's going to gesture for the other 2 to leave, and then as he's on his way out, he stops and he grabs Wilhelm by the collar and he says, "Look, don't you ever try pulling something like that with me again. And we will find your friends. And also, this isn't the last you're going to hear about this." And then he takes a couple steps out, and then he pokes his head back inside and he says, "And also tell your bird that I love him." And then he slams the door and leaves.
Oh my god.
Did I do a good Ronan?
I love him. I love him so much. I do.
I thought he seemed like a good Lunara's brother.
Now that they're gone, I want Nugget to hurl across this counter and just start assaulting Wilhelm with his wings and like saying he wants this portal open.
All right, now I need to know. I think that he still has like a kind of somewhat limited vocabulary, and he's not great at forming sentences. I want to know like the words.
I want him to just say door.
Door?
Yes.
Okay. He's beating poor Wilhelm with his wings and just shouting door. And Wilhelm is like, all right, Jesus, friend, jeez, look, all right, I'll help. Gosh, golly. And he kind of crawls out from under Nugget, hops over to the counter, and he's gonna slap a couple buttons on the cash register, and the ground kind of opens up underneath him, revealing that escape that the others saw before. And then before he actually goes out he's gonna hop over the counter real fast and go and deadbolt the door and close the window that you came in through, and then he's going to do a like after you gesture down into the basement.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I'm glad with how that came out. All right, we're switching back to Astral Nesme. Okay, the 2 of them, they reach the end of the hallway, and Wilhelm traces the rune at the bottom of at the end of the hall that opens up into a portal. They step through the portal and come out here into the entrance of the astral village of Nesme. Now, we left it last time with the lot of you guys getting a kind of tour around, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have the 2 of them end up meeting you guys near the end of your tour, and they will meet up with y'all in the kind of like central walking path. And we discussed last time that each of these areas on the map that are like the white glowing floor is actually a portal that leads into the same pattern on the ceiling. So if you fall through one of them, all you have to do is kind of angle yourself while you're falling down and land on the floor, and you'll have fallen like 15 feet, but that's not the end of the world. However, if you miss it the first time, then you will have fallen 30 feet, and that's a lot worse. So that's kind of the policy here, is there's no railings, so you do have to be like really careful, but it's not actual death immediately if you fall off. Okay, Lunara, you've just gotten a tour. You met a couple angels, a couple demons, a couple ghosts, and then as you're walking back in, you see Nugget squawking in after this big, awkward therapist. What do you do?
I want to run up and hug my bird.
Okay, very good. And I am sure it is reciprocated.
And then he's just gonna spit all these coins out on me.
And what is Lunara's reaction?
Good boy.
She doesn't know where he got them, but she knows she's proud of him.
Yeah. Super proud mom.
Okay. I've decided
How much
Celestial.
did Nugget get for me?
Hmm?
How much did Nugget get?
I think he got like 30 gold coins.
Sweet.
And Wilhelm did definitely see him take them, but I think that that's kind of like a question for another day.
I mean, he got out of it a lot.
That's true. You're not wrong.
And it was only because Ronan loved nuggets, so I think 30 coins is a good price.
All right. So I've got my demons, I've got my angels, and let me get another ghost in here. Undead. Sure, I'll take that. That's a good ghost. Okay. So there's no longer any urgency. You guys have some time flexibility. There's nobody banging on the door right now. I'm trying to figure out what the order we want to do things in is, and I think I'm going to let you guys decide. The only caveat that like Wilhelm has is that him and Selena, I want to say his daughter is named Selena.
Yes.
Yep, got it right. Need to leave by, dinner time to go make dinner and wrap up for the day. So how do you guys want to handle this? Where do you want to go from here? You guys call the shots.
Oh, I mean, as per usual, Sabek's kind of one-track minded. So I would imagine he's getting a bit restless. Walking around an astral realm where nothing is really tangible, but I guess sort of seems like it is really just frustrating him, but also making him wonder more about where his dragon is and what he's going to have to do when he faces it. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go with staring daggers at Wilhelm right now.
Okay.
Like really menacingly.
All right. So the other goals that you guys as a group had were find a way to get past the heat issue in the iron slag, and figure out what is going on with the town of Nesme and why no one's allowed to leave. So, Lunara and Vanitas, do you guys want to look into that while Sabek has his King Kai training with Wilhelm?
Sure.
I'm down.
Awesome. Then I think I'm inclined to start with that scene just as a warm-up, really, because the other scene is going to be so intense. I kind of want to build up to it. Is that what you guys are thinking?
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm moving you guys up to the portal room, and let's move back over to the other map.
As the captain of this here hardy crew, I demand you tell me why no one's allowed to leave this here town.
Oh dear God.
Now, who is he asking that to?
Wilhelm.
Are you asking that before you leave?
Yeah.
Wilhelm doesn't know. All he knows is that these elves showed up the other day. They said they are so publicly they are I think they are claiming to just be like a regular troop, and whenever anyone tries to leave town, they say that they have orders from the mayor to help keep people in town because there's some dangerous folks on the road right now. But in kind of like when talking, I think that Wilhelm has probably talked to the mayor and heard that these guys have orders from a certain Duke Zalto to prevent anyone from leaving town, and neither the mayor nor Wilhelm nor any of you know who Duke Zalto is.
Well, that there seems to be a mystery.
It does.
I feel like the only way forward is for me to have a really uncomfortable conversation.
With your brother or your dad?
I think start with Ronan just to play it safe.
All right.
I think Ronan probably seems like a more sympathetic character than your dad right now.
How long ago did Ronan walk out the door?
Ronan didn't leave. I don't
No,
think.
no, he did. Let's say 5 minutes.
Oh.
Are you going to discuss this with us?
I feel like that's all I really said. I'm just like, yes, this is a mystery, but we can figure it out if I have this really sucky conversation.
Do you explain it's going to be with Ronan?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over to the door. I'm going to kick it open. And I'm just going to yell out, I demand to speak to the white-haired elf. As loud as possible.
Oh, Jesus.
He is very messy.
Oh, boy.
Someone take the hat.
Is the best thing that's ever happened to the Vanitas.
Alright, then I'm gonna copy your whole party. I'm gonna move. No. So, most of you guys are still inside right now. Vanitas is outside. Vanitas shouts this thing, and I think within a few seconds, you see Ronan and his two lackeys, who he was conspiring with in the center of town look over, and they kind of squint their eyes, and they start confidently walking over to you. They have a swagger of authority. I think Ronan walks up to you and he just crosses his arms and he like tilts his head like, you know, you asked for me.
You be the one they call Ronin?
I am.
I got someone who wants to have a word with you.
Now, Lunara is still wearing her disguise. It lasts for an hour, I think.
So this is totally lame, but is Vanitas taller than me?
I don't think so. I think Vanitas' species are a little bit shorter than humans on average. I don't. You know what? This is something that I kind of don't want to be the person who establishes this. Do you guys want me to Google it?
I'm pretty sure they range from like around 5 to 6 feet, like fully matured, but I don't remember.
Aarakocran race 5e. All right. Age, size. Aarakocra are about 5 feet tall.
Okay.
They range between 80 and 100 pounds. So, yeah, I'm gonna say that means they range from like 4'5" to like 5'5", which is.
Can we just say he's an even 5'6"?
5'6" is well on the tall range for the Aarakocrans.
Right.
I think we can call him an even 5 foot.
Okay, good. Because he's either going to be 5'5", 5'6", or 4'6".
Why?
I only deal in halves.
Oh my god. Well, he has to be 4'6" because I like the idea of just a very small Vanitas.
Then he's
but with a
4'6".
very big hat. I will say, I think Vanitas' hat makes up another 6 inches easily.
Yes, fantastic. I just I want to walk up behind Vanitas, and I want to like Ronan sees me, and he's seen me in my disguise at this point. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to walk up behind Vanitas and tap him on the shoulder and ask him to spread his wings out all dramatically, real quick.
I 100% go with it.
And then while I'm hidden behind his wings, I want to dispel my disguise.
Okay.
And then I want him to lower his wings.
Now, hold on. I need to know how you communicate to him to lower his wings.
You remember that
How's
wink,
that, Captain?
2 clicks of my beak and a nod that I have with Wex?
I think mostly I just find the idea of Lunara doing this very dramatic like setup and then kind of like whispering into Vanitas' ear. Okay, you lower the rings now.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Vanitas lowers his wings, and I think when he had spread his wings, everybody had kind of like reached for their weapons, thinking that this was some kind of threat. And then he lowers them and reveals Lunara standing behind him. And there's a moment of like, it takes them a bit to register this. And then Ronan is going to sheath the short sword he had started pulling out. And I think he's not terribly sentimental at first. I think he's kind of pragmatic. I think he walks up to you in like with a couple hurried steps, and he leans in really close and he says, "What are you doing here, Lunara?
Well, I would like to ask you the same question, Ronan.
I am being a good son who stayed with our father. If you were going to get out, you should have at least stayed out. It's a mess right now, and I don't need this complication.
Well, I can't help it if you guys decided to be... Yeah, I'm sure what I'm doing is more important than what you're doing.
Yeah, well, you always think that what you're doing is more important than what I'm doing.
Because it is!
I'm
So
just gonna look at
fine.
Dimple. be like,
Jerry.
I think I
Okay, I think he takes a second and he turns around and kind of composes himself. And turns
I
back.
love it because, especially because they're like turned away from each other. It's like they both took a moment to be like, oh.
Fine. He turns back and he says, "All right. Listen. I don't know what you're doing here, but Dad's involved in some bad business right now, and it's gotten very complicated. We're trying to deal with it, and we're trying to deal with him. We're trying to deal with this shitty job he gave us. But right now, I can't have outsiders in the town, and I can't have just... You're just a complication I can't deal with right now, Lunara.
How
Look, I
would
can-
I be an outsider?
I mean, you want to go and talk to Dad? You can go and talk to Dad. I'm not stopping you.
Also, I would really like it if you would define trying to deal with it.
He's... I don't know. He went all crazy when you and your brother left. By the way, did you hear about your brother leaving?
We met him, didn't we?
You did.
Oh, he's asking me.
Yes, he is asking
Oh.
you that.
That's certainly news, but we're on something else right now. She
He's
falters. She's really awkward, but she doesn't want to admit that she knows it.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably a good call. Then Ronan is going to say, all right, yeah, well, things haven't been going super great for the family, and I think Dad took it poorly, and he has decided that he needs I don't know, he's decided that he needs to get involved in like national politics or you know, regional politics. He's making some deals with some nasty bigwigs that have some big schemes they're working on, and they wanted some hired muscle to help them keep things along. I know it
Why
is.
did they hire you guys?
Yeah, what are you doing? Aggressively backflipping at them?
I mean,
You don't
Look,
seem very muscular.
I don't think it's. I mean, look. I mean, we are like we can take care of ourselves. We can keep a like rowdy crowd in line if we have to. It's certainly not what most of us would prefer to be doing with these schmucks. We'd rather just take their money and leave. But
They wanted muscle. They should have hired somebody more like him. And I point to Sabek.
Sabek is downstairs.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I point back,
Yes.
thinking Sabek's behind me.
Okay. He's gonna say, yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's just that Dad is trying different stuff to make us more, you know, important in the region. And I think that his strategy for doing that is to make deals with some dangerous people and do whatever they need in order to, you know, earn their favor. I'm not saying it's a great strategy, but like, I'm talking with him. I'm trying to make him see that this is kind of a shitty way to go about stuff. But
Speak louder, boy.
the easiest, like the more complications we have right now, the harder it is going to be to deal with him. And right now, you're another complication. So just look, we'll get the guards to look the other way. You just finish whatever your business is and go.
No, I'm not doing that.
I
Obviously,
think
you
it's gonna throw
talking to
it
him
in the
isn't
air.
working.
God, you are infuriating. Fine. What are you doing here then?
Wow. You got to pay me to find out.
Oh, I forgot to delete the nugget from earlier. There's 2 nuggets in this scene. I think he is going to flip the coin in the air that Nugget gave him earlier and catch it and kind of think for a second. And then he's going to flick it at your face. I mean, like
disrespect.
you can catch it.
Yeah, I want to catch it.
Okay.
I'm going to be like, this.
Are you talking?
Was I? Did it not go through? I want to just tell him it's not enough.
He's gonna roll your eyes.
Oh, wait, no. I'll be like, for a single coin, I'm here doing stuff and things.
I think he gives you the finger, and he's gonna say, "Fine. You know what? You're not worth it. I'm just gonna go tell Dad, and I'm gonna let him deal with you."
I'm gonna grab him by
He
the,
starts walking away.
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder and say, "You don't go talking to my first mate like that."
All right. As soon as you grab him by the shoulder, and I know exactly how this turn out, but I think it has to play out anyway. I think he's gonna like turn and try and punch you or something. But let me find a good. Yeah, that's a good one. Alright, I have a character sheet. Let's open up the character sheet and alright. Go ahead and roll dexterity. He's gonna try to reverse out of your grip and try to put you in a reverse grip.
A dexterity save or just dexterity?
Just yeah, just a regular dexterity. Well, he rolled bogus, so you're good. Okay. He tries to roll out of it. You easily counter and tighten your lock on him, and he is going to grit his teeth.
And I'm gonna say, "There's a reason I'm the captain of this here crew."
Nobody
Now
likes a
apologize to my
tattletale,
first
Ronan.
mate.
I think that the
if
other
Sabek
two
was there.
are fingering their like quivers, and Ronan is gonna kind of hold a hand up to stop them for the time being, and he's going to sigh. And did you ask him a question?
I just told him to apologize to Lunara.
I think he's going to fuck. No, I mean, he does not want to do that.
I can roll intimidation.
I think he all right, so here's what he wants to do. He wants to kind of like loosen himself out of your grip and then be like, fine. If you guys want to be that way, be that way. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, he doesn't want to apologize. I guess roll intimidation.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Oh.
All
You
right.
should just slide the hat off his head.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think he is going to this time. He's going to instead of trying to reverse out of the grip, he kind of leans back into it and elbows you in the face, and you can easily enough like react to that in such a way that it doesn't do any damage, but does knock the hat off, and then in that distraction, he's able to like loosen out of it and pull out his knives and
Oh,
point
as
them
soon
at
as
you.
he knocks the hat off, I just like I throw him, I push him back. I'm like, oh no, my hat! Oh god!
Oh,
That's good.
great.
All right, he kind of squints his eyes at you, a little bit confused, but then he's going to cautiously sheath his knives.
I'm
And
just gonna look at him and be like, no need to be a jerk. Put the hat back on. That was entirely uncalled for.
I think he chuckles a little bit, and he's going to gesture for his lackeys to follow him as he rolls out. By the way, Lunara, you definitely recognize these two guys, and they're definitely two like punk ass posers that were always following around your brother.
You guys stuck, by the way.
I think they all flip you off as they walk away.
Such courtesy in this game.
So they have left. What do you do?
Okay, so are you ready to have the harder part of the conversation?
Are you asking Vanitas?
Yes.
Okay.
There's another part to the conversation.
Yeah,
Takes
we
the hat
basically
off.
have to go
Who
fight
are we
him.
talking to now?
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to like basically him, but he's bigger and older and meaner.
Should I wear the hat?
Absolutely.
Puts the hat back on.
You
I'm
bastard.
ready for a fight. Me hardy.
I'm gonna like wave Nugget over. Like we're gonna go on our way.
By the way, Selena has been watching this whole scene and just loving it. She's definitely doing the like excited like watching a tennis match back and forth thing throughout the whole scene. So you guys are going to start walking?
Yeah.
All right. You start walking off. Selena is definitely following at your heels.
I want to turn around and be like, no, I'm sorry.
She's got a big stupid grin on her face, and she's like, yeah. It's gonna be great.
This is for roommates only, little girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that this is probably super entertaining, but I'm gonna have to ask you not.
She's gonna squint her eyes at you, and she's gonna cross her arms, and she's gonna say like, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I thought that you were cool, but I guess you're lame like all the other adults. No, look, it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. I guess, like, I just kind of thought that we were, like, friends or something, but, like, it's fine.
He laughs.
Like, Lunara is, like, super offended at this point, but she's like, yeah, I'm not offended enough to get you killed. I'll just be uncool.
Little girl.
Okay, you start walking away.
Yeah.
Selena flips you off, but she does it very like she does it and then she kind of like tries to hide it and like act
Like
nonchalant.
elementary school flipping you off.
Yeah. And then she quickly runs back inside the house. Okay. All right, guys. What do you think we're doing next? Do you think we're doing Lunara's confrontation with her father, or do you think that we're doing Sabek?
I should think you should follow through with the confrontation.
All right, works for me. I'm having Gimbal tag along.
Can't go out anywhere without my little buddy.
Okay, so you guys are just walking brazenly towards the edge of town, and Ronan has kind of a little camp set up at the edge of town for watching and making sure nobody can come and go, kind of stuff. And he sees you, and he sees you walking that way, and he's gonna stand up and kind of like rush over to you, and he's gonna say, "Jesus, you're not actually gonna do it, are you?"
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it because obviously you haven't done anything about it.
And
Damn.
he's gonna grit his teeth, and he's gonna say, "Fine, but I'm gonna be far away from that situation." And he is going to go and like throw himself down in a tent and kind
Fine. Have a tantrum, just like you always do.
Yeah, and guess what he does?
Have a tantrum.
No, he
Flicks
gives
you
you
off.
well, yeah, but also he gives you a finger.
Oh my god, no, I'm breaking the finger. I'm breaking the finger.
Oh boy.
Where are you
I've
actually
been given the
gonna
finger
go?
like four. Yes. I've been given the finger like 4 times the past 10 minutes. Someone's getting a broken finger.
Okay. You all. I'm gonna need you to make. I'm gonna need you to make a strength contest.
Is that just a regular strength?
Yes.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
Can't be any worse than my intimidation.
Can do it.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's not bad.
Oh god damn it!
Ooh.
Fuck! You know, I really wanted Ronan to be like a cool guy character. It's not happening.
Oh, getting the sketches.
I think you go in there and you bend his finger back, like you grab his hand and he tries to like fight with you, and then you bend his finger back a bit, and he slaps the bed, and he's like, all right, uncle, god damn it, man, I hate you're always stronger than me.
Vanitas pokes his head in the tent, pulls his head out, then puts his hand in the tent, flicks him off, and walks away.
Wow.
This is very good family dynamics. I'm liking this energy. All right.
And then he high-fives Lunara.
You start walking out to the road around town. The one guy at the entrance who talked to you guys when you were coming in sees you, and his eyes go really big, and he's gonna try to like rush off and get to your dad's cabin before you get there. What do you do?
Wait, who is this?
This is just an elf who was standing at the edge of town, and is now running to kind of go give your dad a heads up.
I want
Can I
Nugget
throw a
to
knife
dive
at him?
bomb him.
Oh, that works.
That is very cool, because I was thinking anything that involves you guys breaking your cool guy stride is just not an option. Yeah, sure. Let's get a good I'm just gonna make a dexterity throw for Nugget. Yeah. He pins this guy to the ground and starts like pecking at him every time he tries to get up. All right. You guys, cool guy walk all the way up to to the chieftain's tent. You are standing across the way from Vilhairos. He's gonna look up at you in a second. Do you do anything first?
Just gonna be like, hey.
He, you know what I think he does? I think he kind of like rubs his temples and he's gonna say, I don't have time to deal with you right now, Ronan. Fix it yourself.
Wow. Getting that old, huh? Tragic.
He's gonna like slam his hand on the table and look up at you, and then there's like a moment of recognition, and then he's going to stand up really fast, and I think he's going to walk over real intimidatingly, and he's gonna loom over you. Do you do anything in this process?
No, I'm just gonna like stare daggers back at him. Like I'm not backing down. Like I'm staring up at him. Like what's up?
Fuck yes. He's going to. Yes, I think he's going to say.
Wait, we're the trash children. I
Daughter.
forgot about that.
Yeah. He's gonna say, so you've decided to come back to us?
Not exactly.
Was the
Just try.
did you learn that the world outside is not as caring and easy as you thought it would be?
No. I just want to know what you guys are doing. Calm down.
He's gonna roll his eyes and he's going to say, I don't need an untrustworthy, unruly daughter. If you're not here to stay, you might as well leave. And he's going to turn and walk back to his table.
Can I like grab his cape quickly enough to like trip him up when he turns around?
Oh, absolutely. Make a dexterity roll.
Meanwhile, I'm just giving him like the meanest mug ever.
Vilhairos, right?
Yeah.
All right. I had to re-update his character sheet. I might have his name mixed up. Oh. Okay. Yeah, you grab a it's like a little bit, you don't get a great grab at first, but you manage to like cinch it up and you snag him as he's walking, and he's going to turn back and glare at you, and I think he's going to step in real close again and pull the cape out of your hands, and he's going to say, what do you want?
I already
You're
told
here
you.
to tell me what a disappointment you are?
Oh, I mean, we'll get there, but first, why don't you tell me about this disappointing plan you've got to just cinch up this town?
He's going to kind of grit his teeth, and he's going to say,
By the way, I'll have you know, I managed to rob one of the most prestigious universities in this land, and nobody knew anything about it. So, go back to what you were saying. I mean, go off. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, he's going to say, it doesn't concern
Oh yeah.
if nobody in this tribe is going to respect me, then I will earn their respect. I will make something of this tribe.
Vanitas is going to chime
pull
in
it together
now.
with my own two hands. That is what I'm working on.
He doesn't like disrespectful family members. And this man's being very rude to his daughter. And he's just going to be like, I'll not have you talking to my mate like that.
He saw
Yeah,
you
I
before,
also
right?
joined a pirate crew, by the way.
Yeah, he saw me before.
Um,
And I'm gonna grab him by, I'm gonna go to reach to grab him by the scruff of his shirt.
I think he's going to, he's gonna let you, like, grab his shirt, but he's gonna grab your hand, on his shirt, and he's going to say, you really don't want to start this fight.
Do you remember the last time we tangoed? You didn't end up so well, did ya?
Can't go
Let
exist in this
me
world.
get the scene better. Here, I'm gonna move these two.
The
off to
tango is
side.
actually a Eric Cochran dance.
Of course.
Uh, hmm. Let's see what this does. I'm not saying this happens unless I'm happy with the description. Okay, yeah, there's a like silvery mist that appears, and I think there's a little bit of like a flashbang thing that happens, and then there's nothing but mist left behind, and you are holding a handkerchief instead of a shirt.
Are we in the dark? Are like dim lighting?
No.
Oh damn. Okay.
It's pretty nice outside. Roll dexterity. And actually, I'm gonna need Lunara to roll dexterity.
Dexterity save.
Yeah. Okay, Lunara, give me that dexterity. Okay, Lunara is going to. Lunara knows exactly what is about to happen, and she steps out of the way.
And I also have evasion.
Can I blow the flute really quickly to aid his save, or is it too late?
No. That's something. That's like a passive, ongoing thing that you have to set up ahead of time.
Gotcha.
But you can start it going now. Yep. Okay. Then you grab this guy. There's a flash of light and a puff of mist. You're holding a handkerchief, and then a crackling line of lightning rips across the ground, and Lunara. I think Lunara kind of flips backwards out of the way. Vanitas, you just utterly do not see it coming, and you are going to take 30 points of lightning damage.
Oh,
Now, so I have evasion, and that's
Let me check what evasion does.
I can link it.
When you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed and only half damage if you fail. All right, so you're only going to take 15 points of damage instead of 30.
Okay.
Lunara is also going to take 15 points of damage from the residual branch lightning. And Vanitas, some of your feathers are on fire, and several of the trees behind Lunara are on fire.
Oh.
What do you guys do?
Are we? Do we have to roll initiative for this, or?
No, we don't do initiative in this game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I'm just gonna like flap my wings real hard to put the fire out on my wings.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look around to see if I see him.
Sure. I think that you're able to find him, and since you wouldn't need a full move action to get to him anyway, then you'll have plenty of time. So you could run up to him if you wanted.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna like I'm gonna use the like the boost from flapping my wings to put him out to like jolt towards him.
Okay.
And, I'm going to spend a key point to do a stunning strike.
Okay, and are you attacking with your bare hands or with your claw weapon?
Bare hands.
Okay.
Attack. I just roll a normal attack, or do I roll? What do I roll?
So, for stunning strike is an effect you add onto an attack
Okay.
that has already happened. So just do your 2 attacks as normal.
Okay, so first.
Yeah.
1, 2, and it's just the claw blades are just flavor with the slashing damage.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Those are both going to hit.
Okay. Stunning strike. So I think he needs to make some sort of save. I just don't remember what.
Oh, he needs to make Constitution. All right, that's not very good. So I think you basically like. I was about to say you punch him in the solar plexus. Does anyone know where the solar plexus is?
Isn't it the
Yes,
center
directly
of your
center
chest?
of your. That's your sternum. Solar plexus, I think, is a little bit beneath that.
Okay,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
kind of like on top of your stomach.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like directly on top of your stomach.
Right, and I roll damage twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 1, 2, and then this doesn't say it's a bonus action. It's just changing my attack to a stunning strike. So can I spend another key point to do flurry of blows
Yes.
and do another 2? Okay, good. Dang.
Yep. Actually, no, those won't hit.
I was about to say,
Um,
no way.
Well, he's technically a mage. They don't have fantastic AC. And I think when you hit him in the solar plexus, you kind of do it with like 2 fingers out and like really cram it in there. And he grits his teeth and is paralyzed for just a second. So he's not going to be able to do anything right away. However, as you're doing that, you miss his assistant sneaking up on you, and does 13 or 26 break your AC?
26 does. 13, nope.
Okay. You're going to take 10 points of damage from the dagger, 13 points of poison damage, and then an additional 10 points of sneak attack damage as this guy crams a knife in, into a vulnerable spot while your back is turned.
What's the total?
That's going to be 33 points of damage.
33 total?
Yep.
You sure?
And you're poisoned.
I don't think he's worried about the poison so much as he's worried about being dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
unconscious.
passes out from being burnt and then poisoned.
I have 32 health.
And you also
Oh, damn.
Well, I've got 47 total, but 15 from the lightning,
That's
and
what I was-
then 33 from this.
Yeah. Shit.
So I'm unconscious.
Lunara.
Got Nugget with you, right?
Yeah.
The
Well,
Nugget can beat you
yeah.
in a turn, but he is currently pinning down the guy outside of town.
I want to like whistle.
Well.
Yeah, I want to whistle for Nugget to come back to me, and then
Shuttlefacts.
while I want to say while the assistant was basically going for Vanitas, I was like trying to rush him and didn't make it in time, and then I just want to shank him with my poisonous and dagger.
Oh right, you bought one of those.
Yes,
you?
I did.
So you're gonna have you're gonna have a very similar weapon to what this guy has, except his is just a mundane poison. Yours is like a fancy poison.
Yeah.
Where'd you write down your poisonous dagger thing? You wrote that down in bio and info? Yeah. Venom dagger. 1d4. All right, I'm gonna update your dagger entry.
Okay.
Type 2 is gonna be 1d4. So it's 1d4 piercing, 1d4 poison. On a failed DC 15 con save, enemy takes 2d10 poison damage and is poisoned. Okay, let me just go ahead and copy and paste that.
Does the Periapt of Health make me immune to poison? Or just disease?
I think it makes you immune to poison as well. I don't know that it makes you immune to poison damage, but it's going to make you immune to the poison condition.
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure I'm not like poison and dead.
Yeah, no, that would be really bad. Okay. All right. I added Venom Dagger for you. I don't think it's a +1 weapon, so yeah, perfect. Go ahead and roll Venom Dagger.
Okay. I want to specify that when I do this, I want to try and get a good hold on his shirt. So, like, I've got a hold on him when I shank him so he doesn't, like, get away.
Oh,
But we'll
yeah,
see
I
what
love
happens.
that.
Because, like,
great.
We'll see what happens.
All right. You get a good, solid... Sure. Yeah, you get him. I think technically his AC is higher than that, but he's really not expecting this. So you get him from behind while his guard is down. Oof, that's not a good roll. So that's going to be 7 piercing damage, 4 poison damage. So that's 11 total plus 13. 24 total.
Ooh.
And
if he hasn't gone down, I just basically want to keep a hold on him so I can keep him in front of me.
Oh, okay. Smart.
And I'm just going to be twisting the dagger.
Yeah, that's great. Do you get a second attack?
Oh, go for it again then.
Yeah. You can only do the venom thing once per turn, but all of your attacks have an additional poison damage. So go ahead and just hit him again with a second, like, regular venom dagger.
Ooh.
All right, that hits. It hits hard. And 9 points of damage in addition to what you did before. Okay, yes. So, you hurt him really bad. Although you know this guy. This is your dad's traditional right-hand man. Give me a name for this thug.
Dexios.
Dexios. Yeah, that's really good.
I was gonna go
Alright.
with Taserface.
Yeah, I think Dexios is gonna go, and he's gonna try to get a good stab on you. He is going to have disadvantage on all attack and saving throws for 1 minute. So he has disadvantage on both of these. 17 and 21. What's your AC?
It is 15.
All right, those are both going to hit you. That's going to be 17 plus 16 damage.
We may
Is that
be in
33?
trouble.
17 plus 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, 33.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, and then while that is happening, your dad pulled out a whistle and blew it very loudly.
Wait,
And
is
you
he's
can-
still stunned?
No, your turn is over. Like, this would be... I think his turn has passed. The turn that he was
Okay.
stunned has passed.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So he blows his whistle, and you hear people kind of come running in from the south. Lunara, things aren't going super great. What do you do?
I want to see if I can persuade Ronan to join me.
No.
I broke your finger, but
Okay. You are. Oh boy. Oh boy. You are running a tight gamble. All right. So you these guys come running in. Your dad is still kind of bent over and catching his breath. Vanitas is on the ground. I think Vanitas is currently just convulsing, like having a seizure essentially, and like
Oh my god.
foaming at the mouth. You are, I think at this point you are also on the ground, and you and Dexios both just have daggers out. And have you seen John Wick?
Yeah.
You know how basically the entire John Wick series is just people awkwardly trying to stab each other?
Yes.
You guys are doing one of that. Where, like, it's effectively really dangerous what's happening, but it's kind of funny that you're just like rolling around on the ground like you keep nicking each other, but you're just getting like a 1-inch stab on the leg and stuff like that.
So you mentioned John Wick, and now I'm imagining the lightning bolt that hit Vanitas, sort of like that truck that hits that guy in John Wick, and he just kind of lifts up and moves over to the side, completely unrealistically. But boop. Somebody help Vanitas.
Please.
I just watched the first one and the second one in like the past 2 weeks, and fuck, they're good
Dude,
movies.
yeah, they're good, fun, bad movies.
Yeah. All right, Lunara. Ronan is standing over you, and he has his bow out, and he's gonna roll his eyes, and he's gonna say, "God damn it, Lunara! What do you do?"
I basically want to be like, look, I know I broke your finger and you're really mad at me, but you
You didn't
told me that you're trying to fix it, and I'm trying to fix it too, so it would be really great if you would help me out, because I've kind of got a really good start on it, but I'm gonna die here, and yeah.
make a persuasion roll.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna let your only sister. He's gonna let his only sister die.
That's not great.
Have Nugget do the persuasion. He loves Nugget.
Oh yeah. Can Nugget just be like
No.
clawing along with me?
So, by the way, he totally knows that Nugget is your bird now. He saw you with Nugget. He looks like he's considering it, and then he shakes his head, and he's gonna say, "All right, Lunara, look, you're poisoned. You're struggling to breathe. Your friend's there is in trouble. Just give it up."
I'm gonna pull my dagger out of Dexios and stab it down in Ronin's foot.
Oof.
Oh god.
Make an attack roll.
Wow, we're just gonna take this to its logical conclusion.
Seriously.
Okay.
Where's Wex at when this is happening?
I am
You-
in another Kessel.
Oh, shit.
Where's Gimbal? What's Gimbal doing?
Gimbal is
Not here.
Somebody, I'll play as Gimbal if I need to.
no, it's okay. Gimbal is sitting on the floor talking to the guy that you guys met at the entrance of town.
Oh, dude.
Okay, Lunara, you pull your dagger out, you try to slam it on Ronin's foot. Ronin casually pulls his foot back and kicks the dagger away once it's in the ground. And then he's going to say, all right, he's going to reach down and grab... I mean, are you holding any other weapons? I can't imagine you would be.
No,
'Cause you have
my
one
bone's
hand
probably on my
and
back.
the other on the dagger.
Yeah.
He kicked your dagger away. He's going to grab the bow off of your shoulder, or you actually have that quiver, don't you? The fancy quiver that holds all of your bows and all of your arrows, your javelins.
Yeah.
Sweet fucking quiver.
Yeah, you could be like Legolas and just stab somebody with an arrow.
He's gonna just pull the quiver off of your back and shoulder it onto his own, and two of his other guys are gonna come and grab you and try to start hauling you off. How much health do you have left?
12.
You are not unconscious yet, but you're not feeling great. There is, I mean, you could just roll with it and see what happens.
I'm gonna roll with it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. And somebody else is going to come and grab Vanitas, and they're going to, make sure he gets medical aid and stuff like that.
Oh, they're helping me? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the most important question. Do they grab my hat?
No. You know what? I think Ronin goes and he's going to pick up Lunara's dagger, so he now has Lunara's dagger and her quiver with all of her stuff in it. And then I think he's going to reach down to pick up your hat, and then there's a Naruto style flashback where he remembers all the times that you started acting fucking crazy after you put the hat on, and he just shakes his head and walks away.
Oh no. My hat.
Hold on, it's very important. This deserves a sprite. We're gonna need a sprite for this. I don't want shapes. I want scenery, environments and props, man-made items.
I'm not ashamed to admit I thought you were literally getting up to go get a Sprite and was like, what the fuck, bro?
I need a Sprite for this one.
Right? I was like, who says that when there's a situation that's serious and going down?
Well, this deserves
Instead of let me grab my
Shot
beer.
of whiskey?
Grab my Sprite.
Let's see. That's a hat. That is technically a hat.
Lunara,
Hmm.
does Nugget have the foresight to grab my hat?
Can Nugget do it? Because I totally want Nugget to do it if he can. I want to use the last of my energy to be like, get that hat.
This raises the question of what does Nugget sound like with a pirate accent. But
Oh my gosh.
we'll circle back to that.
I would imagine it would sound like a pirate's parrot.
Oh, you're right.
Man overboard! Man overboard! Ah! You know.
Okay. Nugget has the hat. I found a hat sprite. It is a hat sprite. It's not a great hat sprite. Now, all right. Actually, I want Vanitas' opinion. I've got a few different options for hats.
Am I looking in Discord?
No, on the map.
Oh, totally the green one. So far, the green one.
The green one?
Yeah.
I would say that's the canonical color, but I cannot imagine Wax having a bright green pirate cap.
I can picture Wex having like a different color hat for every day.
But
Yeah,
like,
there
if,
were a lot of hats.
if it is green, then I
Pirates are
think it is
colorful.
a cool like military forest green. In any case, all right, Lunara, you are pulled into this tent and tied down to a chair. Vanitas is kind of dumped onto a table beside you, and one of the guys is gonna walk over and start rummaging in one of the kits for some anti-venom. And I guess Ronan's gonna come in to have a talk with you. We'll I think we'll have to get back to that. That's definitely a scene for next time.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the Undertown. Astral Nesme.
Alrighty.
Okay. So I think that people have just left. Wilhelm is finally has a chance to talk with Sabek, and
And how does that make you feel?
oh, we'll get to plenty of that.
Oh, fuck you.
So he's gonna kind of scratch the back of his head and he says, "All right, well, it's glad we finally have some quiet to sit down and talk. It is I don't know if we did a proper introduction. Your name was Sabek? Well, I'm Wilhelm. I am a counselor in the city.
Counselor in the kitty.
And then he does crack up because he just
That's all Sabek does.
in the city of Nesme. And also, as you saw, I am Dragonborn, like you. I have helped people like us on a few occasions. It's not always successful, but as long as people are able to put their ego aside and think openly, then we usually have pretty good success rates.
I was born a man. What is this dragonborn you speak of? What?
It's an overarching categorical term we use to refer to anybody who has a draconic influence in them. It could be biological, meaning that you have literal dragon DNA in you. Usually those people have a draconic form all the time until they master the draconic art of polymorphing. There are also people who are dragonborn by virtue of a curse and
Bingo.
have an association with a particular like dragon that has like possessed them or something like that. And then there are also people who have taken on a more metaphysical connection with dragons. May I ask, you have a single dragon type that you transform into every time? I'm meaning like an element of dragon.
No.
Okay.
This thing inside me is ever changing. I can become many different things. And
He's gonna say,
this woman forced me to nearly do things to the ones that I travel with, and I can't give control over like that again.
he's gonna cock an eyebrow and say, "Oh, interesting. That sounds like the control of a brood mother. I've never actually met my brood mother, and I don't know anybody else who has, except for in cases where they literally were turned by one, and usually they remember that event. Is it safe to assume that you don't remember the event that caused your change?"
Wouldn't be here if I did. What is a brood mother?
A brood mother is just a dragon that has created other dragons, usually biologically, meaning literal children. But sometimes it can be through other forms. Dragons can be created in a lot of ways, not all of which are biological. Would you mind? I would. So, I would like to actually bring your dragon here so that we can talk with it. It would tell us a lot about what you are, but it would also give us a good opportunity to begin the healing process. But
Healing. Well, we can bring it here, I suppose, but it's not going to be the happiest thing, considering it's missing part of its soul.
Listen, we've all had some issues with drugs and alcohol. It's fine. With some good therapy, you can fix that.
This isn't drugs and whatever.
He's gonna scratch his head and say, "All right, now before I do this, we need to be absolutely clear about what is going to happen. So, if I bring your draconic alter ego here, then you will have an opportunity, presumably for the first time in your life, to commune with it and to learn about its wants and needs and desires and why it behaves the way it does. And through that opportunity, you'll have a chance to if you can understand what it wants and you can understand how to satisfy the needs of your partner, then it will not need to take control of you. You can form a trusting, healthy partnership in which the two of you mutually share the resources you have and everyone's needs are fulfilled. So that is the goal. If I
Look,
bring
Will,
you
or whatever your name is, I'm not looking to hug it out with this worm. I need to find out how to grind its will beneath my heel. So let's get this over with.
he's gonna kind of chuckle and say, "Oh, Jesus." I say Jesus a lot. Every time I say that, just assume that it's fantasy Jesus.
Fantasy Jesus, yeah.
Look, I can bring it here. You can interact with it any way that you would with anyone else. Just know that probably until you die, it's not going anywhere. So, like, whatever relationship you have, that's the relationship you're going to have.
Does it feel what I feel?
Physically?
Yes.
He's going to think for a second, and then he says, I believe they are aware of what you feel, but they don't actually feel it themselves unless they have unless they are in the driver's seat, so to speak. And then he's gonna take a step back and take on half of his, his partial draconic form, like the one that you're in currently.
Yeah.
And again, he does this without drinking any dragon's blood or anything. He just does it. And then he's going to run a hand down his palm, and he says, when I do this, both me and Velhairos both feel it. And then he's going to go like full draconic, and he's, this big burly green beast. And then he runs his claw down his hand again, and he says, when we do this, only I feel it. Wilhelm is aware of what is happening, but he doesn't actually feel it. And then he switches back to Wilhelm, and he does the motion across his palm again. He says, again, I, Wilhelm, feel this. Velhairos doesn't. So, to answer your
dragon's
question...
name?
Huh?
Is that his dragon's name?
Is it your dad's name?
Is my dad's name.
God, I tried to... Why did your dad have the best dragon's name?
I'm sorry.
I was reaching for a dragon's name, and I was like, oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. Well, whatever. His dragon's not an important character.
Kagranak.
Okay. Then he's... So, does that answer your question?
Satisfactory. Let's do this.
All right. Then I think that the way this is going to be done is he walks up and he like puts a hand on your shoulder, and then he's going to start tracing a rune in front of you. Do you do anything?
Sabek grits his teeth at the reminder of alchemical spell casting and symbols and rune work, and yeah.
All right. He's going to push through the rune and push into your body, and it is very much like if you've seen the movie Doctor Strange. It's that whole motion.
Ah, you son of a bitch!
And you are no longer in draconic form.
Word.
You are back into purely human form for the time being. And behind you, you can feel a large presence.
Wow. That's really nice looking. Well done, bro.
Yeah, that was like 10 minutes of work. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what an astral dragon would look like, a ever-changing kind of metaphysical conceptual dragon, and I think that this is the effect. Okay. The dragon is on the ground behind you, and his teeth are barred, and I think he's just snarling at you.
Ah, we finally come face to face, Worm.
So we do.
What do you think of life? Do you enjoy it?
I think it is going to cock its head at the question, and it's going to say, I want to enjoy life, but it's difficult when I don't have any life of my own.
It is, isn't it? This academic here tells me that your life is connected to mine. So I have a bargain for you.
It is.
If there's ever anything, any other worm near that forces us to do something like what we almost did in that temple, and at that point, Sabek pulls out his greatsword, and then, have you ever seen everybody's seen Serenity, right?
Serenity?
Yeah. You know the move that the assassin does where he just stands the sword up on the floor and he slowly pushes the other guy over onto it?
I know it.
Sabek starts to do that to himself.
I
The
think
implied
the
threat
dragon
is that if he
starts
doesn't give
chuckling.
him control, then Sabek will kill himself.
The dragon starts chuckling, and he says, "Sabek, my entire existence is hell. I am trapped in a flesh prison with no control over the outside world. I have to watch you systematically ruin your own life with no control over it. And the only control, the only chance I ever get to experience the outside world is when I force you to consume the blood of my cousins. So no, if you want to kill yourself and let me be free. I don't care."
So you value freedom more than you value life.
Yes.
So if I sacrificed my freedom, then you would be in an even worse state.
I don't know what could possibly be worse than watching you systematically ruin the life that has been given to you.
I have a few things that I could imagine. Beneath a cell, in a prison, being tortured. All I have to do is kill the right guy, piss off the right people. How far do you want to go?
I think it's going to shrug and it's going to say, I don't see how staring at a cell every day is any different than staring at you.
And if I
wandering
tell
around
them
a
that to
forest.
bring you out, all I have to do is drink the blood, what then? Then I won't even feel it. Then it will be you in a fleshy cell of a body and in a physical cell in the world being tortured.
I think it's going to chuckle and it's going to say, you only have so much dragon's blood. This doesn't matter. This is
So there is something. Wilhelm, you gave me the impression that this one would be scary.
Wilhelm is just like has his face in his hands and he's gonna say, God, oh jeez, this is the worst. This is the worst possible. This is terrible.
So, Worm,
then
now that I
feel-
know the thing that you didn't want to tell me what you do want. If I were to cooperate with you, what would it look like to you?
I want some amount of control. Free reign of the wheel. 3 days a week.
Absolutely not. This is my body. I was born to it. It is mine. You were brought here through an abomination of magic. If you have any control of my body, it will be during battle, but it will still be under my will. You will never hurt my friends, or I'll do what I said.
I think
called us his friend.
Yeah, but y'all wasn't there, so y'all know that.
I think it does a big draconic shrug at you, and it says,
Shrug. Wait, do you know how often I am in battle? Seriously. You asked for 3 days.
Listen, this is not terrible. Decent start. Okay. How about this? How much do you care about the time between finishing dinner and going to sleep?
Considering what I just said, that I'm not giving you control of my body unless it's of my will. I care, but not enough to say that I would be against you doing something at that time. But you'd have to let me know first. That's the whole point.
I think it is I think you are being reasonable and negotiating. It's going to settle back a little bit and like ease its haunches, and it's going to say, "This is an acceptable working agreement." All right. 2 nights a week. You can decide the nights. You will know ahead of time. I get control of your body during those times so that I get to feel the real world. I get to feel what it's like to take my own steps. But you will have the same control over me that I have over you during your waking time. And if I do anything you don't like, you will be able to tell me through the withdrawal. He makes a gesture like, how does that sound to you?
One last thing. And without this, everything is off, and I might as well die.
Certainly.
We find who did this to me. We find him, and we kill him. We kill everyone related to him. We kill everyone who helped him. We kill everyone around him.
I think your dragon gives you a big smile, and he says, "That I can get on board with." Okay, and definitely I think cinematically that is where the scene ends, but I want to work out a couple other points on the agreement.
Okay.
So it gets you mentioned it getting control during battles, and I think that mechanically this is the part that's most important for us to flesh out.
Mm-hmm.
So it I think the biggest card on the table is its ability to absolute like override you while in draconic form. And the
Sobek
other
is concerned
side of
about
that,
having veto power, essentially.
Yeah, the other side of that is its ability to give you withdrawal, because whether you knew this or not, this dragon consciously was making you have withdrawal every time that you experienced it. So I think it is going to say it will stop giving you withdrawal as long as you allow it to experience 2 nights a week after dinner time, and open to renegotiation every, say, 6 months.
Where I wanted to also slightly like retcon a little bit, because I forgot to ask about the woman who controlled us, because I wanted to ask the dragon about that.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere in between like the final compact and like when they were still hashing it out, Sobek would have been like, "Who is that woman to you? Why would you let her control us?"
This is an interesting moment. It has shown a lot of different emotions throughout this whole conversation. This is the first time that it appears uncertain or maybe embarrassed. And after a long pause, it says, "I don't know. And I did not choose to obey her. I was compelled to."
And I think that would have been the thing that made Sobek soften up, because he would have seen that he has something in common with the worm.
Okay. I think it says that so it gets to have the wheel during a little bit of free time. It is going to say that it will stop giving you withdrawal as long as you agree to give it some amount of control anytime combat comes up. So I think what it wants to say is in any time that that combat comes up, then you will form at least your partial draconic form, and the two of you share control. And anytime things get desperate, anytime you would normally take a full draconic blood, it will take full control, deal with the situation for you, and it just gets to fully experience the world during that time. And this is like its big bargain. At any point during that, you have veto power and you can take the wheel.
Sounds good.
It's going to shrug and it's going to say, I like
But wait,
this.
I thought you were just talking to me like normal. I didn't know you were the whole dragon talking.
I mean, I am in and out.
We
But
got a deal.
we should like codify these things, because I think that these are terms that are actually going to have to be written down on your character sheet.
Yeah.
But I like this, and I think that it will cautiously extend a clawed paw out to you as an offer of agreement.
Sabek would return the gesture and grab the talon or claw or whatever was extended toward him and shake.
Okay.
At the last second, though, he would grip and pull the worm in close. If you betray me, if you hurt my friends, we're both going to be in a world of pain.
Call us his friends again.
I think that
Stop it!
Dragon, I think the dragon chuckles and he's going to say, God, I hate that I actually like you sometimes. And then he's going to step back and he's going to say, all right, this one isn't a demand, but to seal the bargain, what do you say you give me control for 24 hours? Same deal. You can veto at any time, but just let me walk around. Let me talk to the people in town. Let me live life just for a day.
12 hours.
I think it looks like it's thinking, and then it nods its head and says, all right, 12 hours. Starting when? Did you hear me? Zach?
What's up? Can you hear me?
There we go.
Yes. Did you hear me?
No, I did not. What did you say?
Oh, sorry. 12 hours. It likes 12 hours. Starting when?
Oh, I didn't hear you say starting when. I think Sabek wants to get on the ground to see the lay of the land first, but fairly soon after he gets back into the real world, because Sabek wouldn't be comfortable with like going to the astral plane and then not going back and letting something else take over his body, because like he'd be like, oh no, you're just lying to me, you're not going to give me my body back. So he wants to go back to the real world, see what's up with his friends or his people or whatever, Vanitas, first, and then let the dragon do it.
Again.
Yeah. That's fantastic. All right.
So I would
Astral
say like
dragon.
maybe 20 minutes after getting on the surface, 5 to 20 minutes.
Okay. I really like those terms. All right. I'm going to pull Sabek back to the town map.
All right.
This is going to be particularly good given what we know about what is actually happening around town right now. And by the way, after you make your what?
Huh?
Hi, sorry, Lindsay put headphones on me. After you finish your discussion with the dragon and you agree on the like get the lay of the lands situation, it is going to cautiously step forward and place a hand on your chest and then start kind of like sinking into you until it is completely absorbed back inside you.
Nice.
All right, you head out.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Head back up to the. Yeah, I'm gonna head back up to the. Wilhelm, how do we get out of here?
He's going to gesture back the way you came and show you that you can just kind of walk through the portal space, and then it takes you back to the stairwell, and you can go inside and all that. As you're walking, Wilhelm is going to kind of like rub his head in this like nervous gesture he does sometimes, and he's gonna say, "Well, Sabek, I'm surprised. That went much better than I thought it was going to. Good job, buddy." And he's gonna kind of pat your shoulder.
The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. But sometimes it's easier to know how to kill them first. And he just walks out the door.
Wilhelm is gonna go, "Well, you know what? Wilhelm? We're gonna write this off as a success. We did. This one was fine. We did good today. Yeah. Okay." He's gonna follow behind you.
Poor Wilhelm.
Okay, this was gold. I'm loving this. Okay, so next game we will get to deal with Sabek being in town.
Wonderful.
Half of the party in prison camp. Gimbal, interestingly, not in prison, just kind of having a conversation with a guy on the edge of town.
Gimbal's gonna get a full-handed slap. He's gonna let all of our friends get yoked up.
Do you guys want to do a little bit in Neverwinter before we close up for the night?
What's happening in Neverwinter?
Hogard and Wex.
Yeah,
And
could we at
Pirate.
least have the
Yeah, we need to do something in
conversation
Neverwinter then.
where
Yeah.
we start talking about like the next expedition? I'd like to at least get the ball rolling on that.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm switching us back to Neverwinter. I'm gonna call my dad real.
All right. Holding for now.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes or less.
You got it. Standing by.
It's like the post cutscene credit where Vanitas just wakes up on a table, like, "Ah, where'd they go? We got him." And he's like, "Oh no,
So,
where's my head?"
Yeah, I'm like, are you not immediately reaching for like the top of your head when you wake up?
Yeah, he's probably his hand goes to his head pretty quick,
I would think
and he's
that,
just like,
freaking out. Like,
you know how
So-
like you'll see a little girl like stick out her bottom lip when she's sad, like Vanitas goes to reach up for his hat and it's not there, and he looks over at Lunara, just doing whatever the bird equivalent of sticking out his bottom lip would be.
So it's
His
like
beak is
bird
just
pouting.
shuddering.
Nugget, give him his hat back.
This will be
I don't think Nugget's even
interesting
going
with this
this.
dragon, with Azura.
Was he?
I don't know. They'd have to like
So,
arrest a bird.
I feel like he was following after us. Like, he definitely got the hat, but where he is now.
Hey, Aeneas, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
my
can hear
bad.
you through some X-Men.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it'll be really cool until we get in the middle of a fight and like that 12-hour period
So-
starts.
I just realized something. When we do this in-person game, I'm going to be very confused because I don't know your real names.
hey, that's fair. No worries. I'm Zai.
Zai, okay.
Yeah.
And you can just call me
Uh,
Mike.
Okay. And
Lunar
then
is
Aeneas?
Aeneas. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like, wait, he just called her Aeneas. What's an Aeneas?
Yeah, my bad.
It's
didn't use your
me!
code name.
Yeah, I'm Cody, but I think everybody knows that already.
All right. I'm back. My dad is like, oh, hello. Pocket dialed somebody.
Oh.
My dad is like 80% asleep, so he's going to pass, but he's fine with us moving the plot forward in this department for the time being.
Cool.
So, Mikhail, last game, you had learned what pretty well all clues indicate is probably your father. Has been working the seas over here, attacking ships and stuff like that. However, you don't currently have any clues that would indicate his like current like geographic location. So I'm sure this is very emotional for you, but there's nothing you can do immediately other than move forward with the quest, which is get an arm for Harshnag. What do you want to do?
Where would we go for like alchemical research or for getting that arm made? Like, who would be the person we talk to?
So, at the University of Neverwinter, also called Neverwinter University, we've got didn't I swear I wrote down what these various numbers went to. Let me type Neverwinter in here. Neverwinter University. All right. And of course I didn't actually write down what I correlated the different numbers to. So we have a central library. We have the liberal arts building. We have the Flora and Fauna Conservatory. We have the Alchemical and Mechanical Sciences building. We have the Physical Sciences building, the Arcane Sciences building, the Divine Sciences building, the Magical Education building, the Main Administrative building, and student dorms.
Yeah, let's go to that alchemical research.
Did you just get the pop-up I just sent?
Yes, just got it.
Okay. You go to the Alchemical and Mechanical building, and there are a bunch of students walking around and a bunch of teachers teaching classes. What do you do?
I'd like to stop a student and just
Okay.
hold out a piece of paper and just go like, I'm looking for, I don't remember his name. I'm looking for one of the professors who's in charge of, I don't know, rebuilding tissue. Do you know who that is?
The student's gonna scratch his head, and I think that this student is kind of a young, awkward, dwarvish boy, and he's gonna think for a second. And he's gonna say, "Well, are you looking for somebody who does like medicine, or somebody who does like prosthetics?"
It's prosthetics.
He wipes his nose and he says, "All right, well, I think there's a few different professors that deal with prosthetics, but you probably want Professor, give me a name."
Tobin.
Tobin is a very good name for a professor. Yeah, you'll probably want Professor Tobin. If he can't help you, he'll be able to point you to somebody who can.
Oh man, thanks, buddy. That's real swell. I just want to pat him right on the back.
Well, gee, thanks.
Oh man, no
And
worries. Thanks.
he's gonna walk on off.
Isn't there like that magical directory that I can call up or something?
There are a bunch of like floating balls that you can like interface with, and
Yeah,
they
I'd like to interface with the balls.
All right, and let's go. Oh, hello. All right, there you go. Look over by T2. Okay. So you find this thing, and it's going to direct you towards professor's, like the professor's room number that he keeps his office in, and as well as his class schedule. And according to this, he is supposed to be on campus during this period, but he doesn't have any classes yet. So it's possible he's in his room.
Cool. Professor holding office hours. That should make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just head over to his room?
Sure thing. So you find his room, and it has a good professor. What'd you say his name was?
Tobin.
Tobin. All right, I'm writing it down. Prof. Tobin. Okay, and also for the record, let me see. North Tezrin's quest. All right. In case it comes up, the contact you worked with last time was Dr. Simone de Golf. That was the woman who was buying the big adamantium thing that the giants had dug up.
Okay.
And she did in fact work in this building, if it matters. That's just a coincidence, but it worked out really well. Okay. So you find this guy's room. What do you do?
I'll knock on the door.
You hear him say, oh, yes. Well, come on in.
Yeah, I'll just wedge my way into the room.
Come on in, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I think that,
Wait, is he more Professor Light or like more Popeye's chicken kernel?
I think he's more, Popeye's chicken kernel.
Alright.
I say, welcome.
His foghorn leghorn.
I see.
I imagine Colonel Sanders is Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah. I am on that same page with you.
So he's sitting behind a big, heavy oak desk. He's got a bunch of books piled up on it. He's doing some kind of paperwork, and it looks like they gave him kind of like a medium-sized room, and he stuffed it full of like large room-sized furniture. So there's like a full-sized, like nice plush sofa in here, and like a full-sized bookshelf, and between all this like big furniture, there's kind of like barely room to stand. Yes, and he's going to say, oh yes, well, how can I help you? And he's going to adjust his spectacles, and he says, do I recognize you, young man?
I believe you do, Professor. I'm a friend of yours, or a friend of one of your colleagues, Dr. Simone. I was sent on her behalf to come and speak with you.
I love that you have no reason you need to lie right now. You just kind of do it.
Yeah, just doing it.
Just
for
part
fun.
of his nature.
Sure thing. He's going to go. Oh yes, Dr. Simone. What can I help her with?
So we've been working on this really wonderful new, just out of this world thing, and we just figured that if we're going to do this and work on this breakthrough, why not include one of just the most prestigious professors on this entire campus.
He puffs up like a peacock and says, well, you've certainly come to the right place then. What can I help you with?
Did Zephyr send us with any kind of instructions, or did Hogard start working on anything that would look like
Hogard
for the prosthetic?
Specifically said before leaving last time that he took measurements and like blood type and like any pertinent medical, scientific, physical measurements that he could get his hands on. So he has like a notebook full of information, but like if you're asking, has somebody given you a blueprint for Full Metal Alchemist arm? No.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping this dude is just gonna do that. So I want to present him with the notes, but I want to present them as being Simone's notes.
He's going to start flipping through. He says, that I never could read that woman's handwriting.
Yeah, sometimes she just moves real fast.
Yeah, so she does. Give me a second. I have to actually find my notes. Let's see.
No worries.
D&D, university team. Giants can't come into town. Oof, is that really all I wrote? Super cool. All right. So he looks over these notes and he says, you're looking for a auto-mechanical prosthetic then?
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
He's gonna scratch his head and he says, well, it's certainly not the first time it's ever been done in the industry. And he's thinking it over and he says, it's not an easy procedure though, and it's not something that I know myself how to do off the top of my head. I would need a biomedical researcher to help me out. Perhaps, give me another professor name.
Moriarty.
Nope. Can't do Professor Moriarty.
Clotho.
Professor Clotho. And, okay. He says, yes, perhaps Professor Clotho in the Divine Sciences building would be able to help us out.
Oh, that would be swelled. Would it be cool if I just left these notes here and you could start kind of poring over them, and I could go just grab Professor Clotho myself?
He's going to shake a hand at you and say, "Oh yes. Do be on it. Do be about it, and let me know when you've collected him. We'll see what."
All right, wonderful. Thank you again, Professor. And I just kind of want to like bow my head a little bit and kind of back out the room since it's uncomfortably small.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he is definitely fully immersed in these notes that you've given him. You follow the directory. You find Professor Clothos. He's in the Divine Sciences building, which is going to be. I think I know this one. Yeah, Divine Sciences building is this one that looks like a cathedral. Okay. You head up. You follow the directory. And you find the room number that it's supposed to be his room. Once again, for narrative purposes, we're going to say he's actually on campus right now. Interestingly, there's kind of an odd smell coming out of his room. Do you knock? You could just barge in.
I kind of just want to push the door open and act like I'm being rushed.
Okay. You push the door open, and the person that you see inside sitting behind the desk appears to be a large dog wearing a uniform. He's going to pop his head up at you. And his jowls wag a little bit as he talks. This is Professor Clothos.
Yeah, Clotho.
Professor Clotho.
He wouldn't happen to be a pug, would he?
No, he's more of a bulldog. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Professor Clotho pops his head up and he says, hello, yes. How can I help you? You know what? He's not a bulldog. He's absolutely what are those dogs with the big droopy ears and the very droopy faces? They're like
Basset Hound?
A bloodhound.
Basset hound.
Basset hound.
He's absolutely a basset hound. So yeah, he's gonna say, "Oh, hello, yes. How can I help you?"
In the most hurried and animated way, I was just sent over here by Professor Tobin, and he is in dire need of your assistance. Is there any way that you think you could get over there and help him today?
You hear kind of a thumping at the base of his chair, and he looks up a little bit more alert, and he says, Professor Tobin needs my help? Well, I think I can do that. I can help him.
Yeah,
sure.
Like, in dire need of your help.
Yeah, he's gonna sit up. I think that instead of a chair, he had kind of just like a big elevated, like kind of like a dog bed on top of a stool kind of situation that he had been sitting on, and he climbs up from that and starts hobbling over. He does walk on 2 feet when he's standing, but he had definitely been sitting like a dog previously.
Is he only like dog face? And like, does he have human hands?
No. I think
he just
has.
A bipedal dog?
He's kind of like a bipedal dog. I think that the only like the majority of the humanoid exception I will give is in kind of the way that his joints move, because dogs, there's some certain like joint movements they can't do particularly well, like raising their arms over their head and stuff. And I think he has kind of humanoid hands, but with like the fingers are like the width of like dog pads, so like he can kind of like curl them and move them like human fingers,
but
they're
real dexterity.
Yeah.
So does he? Like, can I just ask him, like, does he need help getting to the room?
He's gonna wave you off, and he says, "No, I've got this. Don't worry." And he's gonna kind of lead you as he trots across campus.
Okay. Yeah, this is great. Okay, I'll just follow him right back.
I'm trying to do my best, like, excited but also kind of droopy. All right. You run across campus. You've got Professor Tobin, yes, and you've got Professor Clotho.
Yep.
Okay. You've got the two of them together, and Professor Clotho says, Professor Tobin, I'd heard you needed my assistance. What could I help you with? Oh, Jesus, now I had to do both parts.
Now you have to talk to yourself.
Professor Tobin looks up and he says, "Oh yes, this young man has told me that Professor Simone is working on a biomedical automechanical construction project of some renown. Apparently, I've been looking at the specs." And he looks over at Wex and he says, "Is this right? The arm joint connection is 18 inches wide?"
It's gonna have to be. He's a big boy.
Really? Fascinating. I actually think that, I think 18 inches wide would be about somebody my proportions that was giant scaled. I think his would easily be 24.
Yeah, it probably has to be more like that.
He's a beefy boy. And he's going to say, "Really? What kind of person are you working on?"
Honestly, you know how Dr. Simone likes to work. She provides the notes and she has little notations there. You can see the markings on the bottom of the paper there. It's just she really didn't give a lot of information there. So unfortunately, we're just on a real time crunch. So I'm really hoping that you two can work through this.
Well, he's going to chuckle. He's going to raise his hands. Oh, Professor Simone. Well, she should know. I can work on a difficult research project for sure, but a difficult research project where I'm not working with the client? You can't expect me to build you an arm without seeing the environment I'm working in. How would I be able to connect it in with the nerves? If you're suggesting that I would be able to do this without working directly with the client, I'm afraid that's just impossible.
Well, so this is kind of where we're at an impasse. See, the client is a very, very well-to-do donor here to this university, and they requested a lot of secrecy in this. There's a lot of confidentiality clauses that have been signed in, and a lot of NDAs, and honestly, I don't even know how much more I can talk about now.
Release the slugma.
He's going to adjust his spectacles again, and he says, "Well, this case just gets more and more interesting by the hour. I suppose I wouldn't mind signing any confidentiality agreements as needed in order to work with the patient."
Adventurer's pouch and just pull out a roll of parchment and just have him sign that.
I love that, you think this is fantastic. Okay. You know what? I feel like this is something that might actually be in Wex's wheelhouse. Do you want to try to, on the spot, try to kind of forge a confidentiality agreement document?
I mean, I've definitely forged shipment papers, manifests. I'll forge this. I definitely would like to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything I should roll for this?
I want to say intelligence. I'm trying to look at your skills and see if there's anything that would be relevant. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to roll intelligence, but with your proficiency bonus from deception. So you're going to roll +5.
Do I roll the saving throw? I'm sorry.
Why is your deception an 11?
Oh, hello.
I think because I also took the level up proficiency with it.
I'm sure you have some special ability that does it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
In any
they
case.
added something to it.
Ugh.
He could roll his thieves' tools. Or
No,
does he
no,
not have thieves' tools?
no. So that would be either an 8 or a 13. I would allow that you have advantage on this because you have like so much have this guy's attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think with a 13, you make a document that is convincing to him right now, but wouldn't stand up to scrutiny and definitely could not be used for like further, further stuff.
Definitely. And can I also get Clotho to put his puppy paw pad on it too?
Oh, sure. He is actually going to take the pen and sign it. It's just a very sloppy, kind of all over the place signature.
That's better.
So, like any professor's signature.
That's true.
Okay, I'll just go like, thank you so much for agreeing to this under these really like stringent conditions. I'm gonna go ahead and get back with Dr. Simone, but would either of you happen to know where I can go to find out where the next research ship is being sent out of?
Oh, interesting. Real fast. So I will circle back to that. I feel like what needs to happen to move the plot forward is you need to get these two onto the Zephyros's flying castle. Do you agree with that?
That was definitely my next thing. I kind of wanted to stop there, or at least stop that thread, because I was very interested in what Hogard's input would be into that.
Yeah. So, all right. Then I think that those... these two, you definitely have them totally bought in. And whenever you're ready to move forward, I think you two and Hogard will go get on the Cloud Castle and do that whole thing. Good job pulling this together. I like that.
Thank you for rolling with the punch.
No, it was good. Okay, so the next research ship. I mean, I think they're just going to say that they don't currently have any scheduled shipments. Trying to think if I can put in any like plot hooks that I could use later.
Yeah, because they were saying that there was a lot of really weird shipments that were coming in, and like a lot of undocumented things that were being taken off of ships that weren't in the manifest. So someone's looking for something to get on a shipment that's not supposed to be there, and I probably want to know who that is and what they're trying to get.
Okay, so this is really... We'll have to see how this plays out. I've got something in mind that if you decided to follow this hook, I think could still end up pulling the campaign together in a satisfying way, but it would definitely be an unexpected divergence. So he will just give you an arbitrary like ship number in like 2 weeks that is going to be heading out, and it's just going to be heading to some continent far to the west where they have a certain object, and he's not at liberty to tell you what it is, that is going to be shipping over to their sister university to assist them with a research project. But I will go ahead. Give me a ship name.
The USS Callister.
That's a very good ship name. Okay, I'm gonna drop this down as a reminder for myself. Sprites, scenery. Don't I have one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, I need you guys to know that currently one of our cats is sitting on the windowsill behind the curtain, whacking at our other cat who is sitting on the floor on the other side of the curtain.
Oh.
So that's how that's
Is that
going.
what Mavericks you like yowling at?
Maverick was not yowling. I think.
Oh, is
you
that
heard-
the cats?
I think you heard the cats.
Your cats sound just like Maverick.
They all kind of sound the same.
Is Desmond winning?
Desmond has, I think, won the high battle. He has left and is licking himself regally.
Good.
Okay, I've made a note. USS Callister. It's heading out in 2 weeks. You can follow that hook if you want when the time comes.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're, like, myself and Hogard are gonna be working this angle so we can get this arm done within that 2-week period, I'm hoping.
Sure thing. Okay. For now, I'm gonna drop you guys off at the foot of Zephyros's castle, and oops. Yeah. The other party has the airship. Resize you guys a little bit. Okay. So we will come back to that next game, you think?
Yeah, I would say that we either open or close the next game with finishing that out.
I think
I vote we
opening
open it.
I think opening would be good for next game. Man,
Agreed.
I'm really happy with how this turned out. Every time that I don't plan a game, I always get super anxious. But this one
It all works out.
turned out better than I could have hoped, and I'm pretty sure that almost everything that happened this game, you guys kind of led. So, fuck yeah.
Yay for
Very good.
structure. Yeah, no, that was
Oh yeah, character development.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus, you guys have left yourself in a mess.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything is going exactly according to Vanitas' plan.
Yeah, we're just having a nap in a tent right now.
Yeah.
Coming together.
I'll telegraph this a little bit at since I'm going to be basically taking control of the dragon and I'll be playing them now. So I'm sort of thinking like a dragon as hedonism bot, because he just wants to feel and experience everything, but he's tempered by knowing that Sabek kind of wants to kill everything, and since he's a dragon, he's not against that anyway. So it's gonna get real weird up in here, y'all. It's gonna get real weird.
You know what his concept reminds me? It reminds me of one of those like interview with a vampires like
But a gleeful one, not like a super depressed one. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So like what we do in the shadows.
Yeah.
like absolute hedonism, but also like also willing to, you know, fuck somebody up if it entertains him or whatever.
And I mean, he's an astral dragon, so his moral compass is wildly different than anything that's on the mortal plane.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And also, he is an astral dragon that is like 6 years old or something like that. And the entirety of his experience is from like natural like inclination and what he has learned of the world by looking through Sabek's eyes. And so that is a recipe to just make one messed up individual.
Yeah, he's just really bored and wants to act out.
That's very good. All right, guys. I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Thanks.
Good game.
Yeah, good game. Mikhail, we got the recording?
Yep, we're good to go.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Word.
you got it. I'll get up in a bit.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right,
Y'all
man.
guys
See you next
later.
weekend or whenever.
All
See
right,
y'all.
see
See
you
y'all
guys.
later.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.